everybody. It is a beautiful, quiet, early Saturday morning. Your girl is up very, very early. It's about 6:15. Well, that's actually 5 minutes fast, so it's about 6:10. Get my coffee going here. We're gonna have a conversation today. We're gonna talk about some bad habits that women, especially women over 50, make, and how we can rectify those things. In my case, it would be a woman over 60. So I wanted to share this with you guys because we're going through some times now where we need to be more mindful of our health, our well-being, whether it is our mind, our body, and our spirit. Emotional health, mental health, physical health is so important. So we're going to talk about a little bit about those things that we make mistakes on, bad habits that we have at this stage of life. It could be any woman, any life, but especially I want to talk to my women that are over 50. So if you're interested in this video, keep watching while I get my coffee. Just how I like it. Well, welcome back everybody. It is Saturday morning, up early. I went to bed early last night, so I talk a lot about how I have a short sleeping pattern. So I think I went to bed maybe around 9. So that's the reason why I'm up this early, which I told you guys I love this time of morning. It's very quiet. It's not a lot of traffic. You can't really hear anything right now. Just the nature sounds outside. So I thought it was a good time to bring a video. I will be going to brunch later today about 11 o'clock with my sister. She asked me yesterday to go to brunch with her, so we're trying out this new spot. And I thought about vlogging it, but I don't think I am. So I'm gonna just go and have lunch with brunch with her today. So I wanted to go ahead and record a video. So I said, well, you're up already. You might as well go ahead and do that now. So I want to talk a little bit about bad habits that we make over 50. I think these are bad habits for anybody of any age, but I believe that when you become a certain age of life, you got to be a little bit more mindful of everything. I have never been so in tune with, okay, Lydia, resting, exercising, eating better, calming your mind, having peaceful and quiet moments. Never been more mindful than that than I have been within the last, I guess, about 5 years, 2 to 5 years. I would say 2 years being more strategic about doing it, but within the last 5 years, I know that I was like, okay, girl, it's time to get some things together. So I'm going to share with you guys just a few things. One of them, the first things I want to share with you, it has to do with stress. We do stress a lot, even at younger ages, but the effect that things have on you as you age, because we do know that as you age, your body is going backwards. That means, every day your body is getting older. No matter if you're young, you're older. But the closer you get to that stage of life, it's really important that you be mindful and that you do everything that you're capable of doing to ensure that those years are at the best level, whether it's a physical, emotional, or spiritual level. So that's a part of my job here on this channel of Living Life by Design, is to share things that I'm learning, things that I already know with a lot of you who may be younger, or if you just need some encouragement, if you're around my age, hey, let me get this thing together. Let me start being more mindful of what I am. So stress is like a really big factor, and I think a lot of times we feel like it can't be avoided because stuff happens, right? Stuff happens in life. We got problems, we got bills, we got children, we got spouses, we got crazy and evil in the world, we got crime in the world. So therefore, a lot of those things can bring stress, or all of those things can bring stress, but stress is a killer. It really is. I never knew the impact of stress, how it can have on your body, until I started having the effects of it on mine. And it really actually started when a few years ago, in 2020, I shared with you guys that I was a victim to an armed robbery where someone threatened to shoot and blow me away. And I don't know if all of you saw that video. I do know when I had the members on the channel, they saw it first, and then I think I came back and shared it. And so ever since then, I have, something in me kind of snapped. And I think from what I was told in therapy, that I was suffering from a little bit of PTSD and post-traumatic stress syndrome. So because of that, I started having things, just change in me. My body was reacting different to things, and I was under significant stress because I was just paranoid about a lot of things. My safety, going home, I was just very, very vigilant, and to a fault. And sleeping wasn't good. I was always up because I heard noises, and I was afraid. And living in a city where there was a high crime level, because Memphis, I was living in Memphis at the time, and y'all know that's a really high crime area. No matter how beautiful that city is and how awesome it can be to live there, it's a lot of crime, and that puts a damper on it. So I had to always be on, just vigilant, or keeping my head on a swivel in order to feel that I was being safe, But living at that high level of awareness wears on you. So yeah, it brought a lot of stress to me. But stress can actually kill you. It can start wreaking its havoc on the inside of your body, affecting your major organs, your sleep patterns, your skin, everything. It triggers everything. It upsets your immune system and your hormones. It throws everything off, and it can start to tear you down. So one of the main things that women need to do is be more mindful of that and find ways to release it and let it go. So when I'm sharing with you guys that I'm living my soft life and I'm living in peace now, and I take time out to give to myself, that is the reason why. Another bad habit is unhealthy eating practices. Guys, this probably is one of the hardest things, I would say, that we struggle with just as people in general, is these unhealthy eating practices. Because here in America, we have access to everything. There are countries that you can go to where they don't have all of the things that we have, all of the sweets and things that are bad. They ask people to ship it to them. So in America, we have access to so many things, and the promotion of all of the fast food and stuff from all of the commercials that we see on TV is programmed to trigger your mind to want these things. And so we run out and we try them and stuff. And every corner, every street you drive down, you see just a plethora of restaurants, fast food, unhealthy food. We don't see a bunch of fresh fruit markets or veggie markets or farmers markets on every corner like you do in a lot of countries. We don't see that. So we just struggle with that because it's a programming of the mind. So one of the things I do, I've never struggled with a lot of sweets, but I do love chips and popcorn and things. I have to have that crunch. But when you look at the healthy contents on the back of it, or I should say the lack of healthy contents on the back, then you realize that even though you say, I'm not eating a bunch of sweets, I'm still intaking a lot of sodium, the cholesterol levels and stuff, the calorie levels, the saturated fat levels. So you have to be more mindful of that, because it will wear on your body a little differently when you're older. When you're younger, you're still pretty active, and I think getting out and getting more exercise than we tend to do as we age. And so therefore our metabolisms are still a little bit more healthier. When you get older, they slow down to a crawl. You could be doing, I know women that talk about how much they work out and still can't shed a pound. So be mindful of what you eat. That is a habit that I know can be hard to break. But if you start taking baby steps of incorporating better things into it, and I talk about this a lot, that'll be good for you. This one also is pretty major, not drinking enough water. I think a lot of times people feel like, well, I'm drinking coffee. You know, yes, coffee does have water, but you do need some clear water. You need water that can flush out things from your body, so it's important to try to do that. I'm not going to give you numbers, because even though they always say you need to drink 8 glasses of water, I don't know who came up with that, but it really has to do with your body weight, because everybody's different, everybody weighs different, so that means some people are going to need a little more, some people are going to need a little less. So just making sure that you're mindful of that, you know. So one of the ways that I've made for myself, you know, made it easy for myself to make sure I'm drinking a lot of water is actually adding to my water like lemon, which is not unhealthy for you, you know, or dropping a couple, you know, some fruits in there, you know. And that my son makes infused water, like with watermelon and raspberries and things like that. That can make it easier for you to intake water. But the lack of water for us at this stage of life, especially if you're going through the menopause, your body's depleted of water because of, you know, the hot flashes and the night sweats. So it's very important that you be mindful of that. And we're more susceptible to things like urinary tract infections because we're not drinking enough water. So it's important that you give your water that filters your organs, you know, your kidneys and your liver. And it's so important. If you're a woman who's prone to urinary tract infections, check the level of water you're drinking. That may be a reason why you're experiencing that. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, we need to be a little bit more mindful of that. Over 50, yes, we do. Now here's a good one. I know this might affect a lot of people. Smoking. Do you smoke? I ain't judging. Not judging at all, but maybe trying to pull back if you do, or if you're possible, just give the habit up altogether. It definitely affects a lot of things in our bodies, our skin. It causes wrinkles, dry skin, and not to mention the effects that it can have internally on you. So just being mindful of that. Our lungs, and you know, people are affected by secondhand smoke. So imagine being at your age now and continuing to smoke. And you know, I know this is an individual thing. I'm not judging anybody. I have friends that smoke. I stay away from them. I don't go to their homes because I know I'm going to go into this cloud, you know, a fog when I go in there. I mean, I'm referring to everything, you know. Just be careful with that, because it can greatly impact your life. And the way that our country is set up with everything that we have in the air already, smoke is one less thing that we shouldn't even have to worry about. We don't want that in our lives, so try to be mindful of that. Okay, another bad habit a lot of women make the mistake of doing over 50 is not wearing sunscreen, especially my melanated sisters. I think a lot of times we feel like we don't have to, but it's important that we do. We know that sunscreen is a protector of your skin, you know, because we're now closer to the sun. So it's important that we do put that on. If you spend significant amount of time outside, for my avid women who walk and run, or if you play in the sun, or you work in the sun, or you're just out there, it's important that you do that. Making sure that you protect your skin, because we do know that the sun can dry the skin out. You're already dealing with drying skin due to the change of life in your body. So also making sure you protect it. We do know that cancer can be caused by the sun rays. You know, those rays are damaging to our skin. And don't think because you got more melanin in your skin that it's not necessary. It's just as necessary just as it is for my Caucasian sister or my lighter fair skinned sisters to ensure that you're wearing sunscreen. Just kind of be mindful. I wear foundation that has it in it, so my face is always protected, but sometimes I forget to apply it to my body. And I used to wonder why I would feel sunburned even if I had on shirts and sleeves, but that just lets you know the power of the sun. So yeah, let's make sure we're putting that sunscreen on, and, you know, just take a moment and be mindful of that. It's just as important to protect your eyes, because those ultraviolet rays can definitely affect your eyes. So not only are you protecting your skin by putting sunscreen on, but throw some shades on too when you're out there, because these aging eyes need a little help. So if you're driving or you're out walking and, just outside, just kind of be mindful of that as you age, because you want to protect these eyes just like everything else on your body. So that's just a good tip for you there. Now this one here is a definite problem of mine. It's poor sleep. Poor sleep. But I am trying to work on getting that better. That's why I try to lay down a little bit earlier. But as you can tell, doing that, I got up earlier. So it's just one of those trial and errors. But at least I am practicing or trying to figure out ways to do that. Sometimes I drink hot tea. I try to do things that will, help promote sleep, like drinking chamomile tea. I don't want to take any medication. I don't want to be dependent on medication to help me sleep. So I'd rather do it in a more natural way, taking a nice bath. Like I said, drinking some tea can be helpful. But I do know that your hormone imbalance does affect that as we get older. But other things that can happen is, it can lead to sexual dysfunction in women at a particular age. So, if that's a factor for you, it isn't for me. But for those of you who have partners, married, whatever, that's a very important factor. And not only just that, but just your energy levels, being able to get up and be at your best level the next morning. You don't have to drink as much coffee to get you going, or having the energy to get through the day. It can be a mood swinger. It can throw your mood off. You're not, want to be bothered with people. So the impact of sleep is restorative. It gives your body a chance to restore itself. So trying to plan out short naps or sleep is so important for my sisters over 50. Be mindful of that. And the final one I'm going to share today is excessive drinking of alcohol. Now, I'm a wine drinker. I love wine. Occasionally I might have a margarita or something if I have like a girls' night out or something. But, on average, I say, even when I go to the doctor, I think I don't drink enough alcohol for them to consider me a drinker, but I do drink alcohol. But when they ask you, they'll say, how many glasses of wine or alcohol you think you consume in a week on average? I can't give them an average because I don't drink every week. I can say 2 to 3 glasses a month. So they don't usually gauge that. But for those of you who do more than that, be mindful of that. Alcohol, it will affect you. It does have an impact on your body. I will share this with you guys. My mother, after my sister passed away, she drank a lot of alcohol. She really did. And she just couldn't handle the death of my sister. And I do believe in all of my heart that it had an impact on her cognitive mental decline. So be mindful of that. Not only that, the effect of your liver, because your liver is older, it's aging. So a lot of things that your body is able to fight off when you're younger, or you have more time to restore it. As you get older, that time, that span to get a little shorter, guys. It gets a little shorter. So be mindful of that. And if you do consume alcohol, make sure you drink water. Flush that out of your system. It's important, guys. And yeah, I think it's important. I think I'm going to share one more. One more is to the lack of being aware of how important it is to take vitamins, whether it's a multivitamin, vitamin C, vitamin D, because we don't get enough sun. So having that supplement can help you. And be mindful of that, because your bones are affected as you age. We are susceptible to things like osteoporosis and, the strength of your bones, because a lot of times we don't get enough calcium at levels at this age. When you're younger, your bones are still strong and they can take impacts. But, simple fall can cause severe damage or permanent damage. So being mindful of keeping those levels stronger. These tips I give you, ladies, I know a lot of you are aware of that, but I think it's okay to remind you, because sometimes I think we fall off and forget the importance of these things. When I went to see a doctor, he told me that I have low potassium. I deal with that a lot. And he told me that even though I eat a lot of salads, I don't eat enough of the ones that are leafy green, like spinach, like kale. And I have to be more mindful of that. So I'm being more mindful of when I'm getting salads to get spinach for my lettuce, for the lettuce, to substitute the lettuce instead of the iceberg. Because iceberg lettuce is only water. That's really what it is. It's a lot of water. There's no really good health benefits into it. Just water, So being more mindful of that. So, I'm not a smoothie person, but, maybe I should try that every now and then. But these tips that I'm giving you is just to be helpful, because I want all my sisters to live. I want us to live our best lives. And it's a shame to reach this stage of life and hit retirement and you're hit with all of these ailments or being in a state where you're not able to enjoy life fully. So I thought I'd share. So if you all are having a good day today, yeah, I'm going to try to have a good day today. Been dealing with a little scratchy throat, so I'm going to skip visiting my mom this weekend because the last thing I want to do is get her ill. I told my brother, I said, I'm going to have to skip this weekend. And, I haven't taken a COVID test. I don't think I have COVID. But if I get any more symptoms other than just a little tiny scratchy throat, which has bothered me for the last 2 days, I will take a COVID test to make sure I'm just good. But even if it's not a COVID, a cold in general, we try to make sure that we don't bring any infections or, viruses to my mom. We'll make sure that she is as healthy at her state of life. She's over 80. So that's why it's important that if you can build your immunity up and be at your best health, you don't have to worry about a lot of things. So yeah, I'm just sharing today. So hope you're having a good day, and take care. See you guys soon. Know I love you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping in and viewing today. Check out the playlist. I have inspirational playlists. I have travel vlogs and motivation and encouragement and fun times and all of that good stuff. Living my best life at this stage of life. Doing everything I can to live my best life. And that's what it's about. Living our best life. Designing our life. So thank you for watching. And if you're returning, love you much, sisters. Y'all know I love y'all. And thank you for coming back. Peace.